A recession is coming to America, a dramatic drop in restaurant traffic, and healthcare costs surge. Today, I read an article on CNBC.com written by Li Ying Shan titled, "A Recession is Coming in the U.S., and a few rate cuts won't prevent it," says strategist. The author of this article referenced investment research firm BCA Research, which believes the economy is on the cusp of a recession and predicted the upcoming U.S. Federal Reserve rate cuts will not be sufficient to steer markets out of it. The author went on to reference Gary Evans, BCA Research's chief strategist of global asset allocation. He said the economy is slowing down, including what he called the deteriorating U.S. labor market. Here are my thoughts. I'm not in favor of rate cuts. I'd rather see rates stay in a more normal range. If our economy can only function with artificially low interest rates, then there is something wrong. It's time for the air to come out of the bubble, and if it takes keeping rates higher for longer, then let's do that. I really hope the Fed doesn't cut rates more than a quarter point. I also hope this is the last rate cut for a while. I'd like to see equity markets correct, and I'd like to see home sellers get realistic with their prices. All of this is probably unpopular to most people and businesses. Here's another reason I would like to see rates stay elevated. It's time we incentivize savers versus speculators in this country. Regarding the information in this article relating to the U.S. labor market, we all just heard about the BLS revision this past week. It's clear the labor market is not as strong as we were led to believe. I never believed that narrative to begin with, not with all of the layoffs that I have read about each week for the past year. Getting back to the article, the author referenced Gary Evans from the BCA research firm again. He said, the market believes the Fed fund rate at the end of the year will be 3%. It's currently at 5.3%. That will not happen unless there is a recession. Well, my friends, I really hope we don't see the Fed fund rate at 3% by the end of the year. I could see it happen though. It is an election year, and I'm sure there may be things happening behind the scenes to make sure the economy stays propped up through the election. But what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. With regard to the economy, this next article is just a tiny bit of evidence of what may be going on. I read this on foxbusiness.com, written by Daniela Genovese, titled, "Historic PA Tavern Sees Drastic Drop in Foot Traffic as People Spend Less." The author referenced the owner of the historic Pineville Tavern in Pennsylvania, which has been in business since the 1700s. According to the owner, they are experiencing a significant decline in business as the economy has forced consumers to cut back on spending. Now here is what is interesting. This restaurant has a mission of serving dinner to families of 4 for under $40. Sounds reasonable to me in the year 2024 when inflation is still running wild when it comes to food prices. I'm going to share a quote with you. The author said, "The restaurant is confronting something they have never experienced, a dramatic drop in customer traffic." Well, there you go, my friends. This is one more example of what is happening in the real economy. I thought it was interesting that the words dramatic drop were used, especially for a restaurant where a family of 4 can dine for under $40. That's not something you can do at most places in America these days. I wish this business the best. I hope they can survive this slowdown in customer traffic. They've been around since the 1700s. I hope they can survive what is going on right now in our economy. I think they should buckle up for a bumpy ride. They may not have seen anything yet, depending on what happens in the future. Here's some more bad news for you. I read this on foxbusiness.com, written by Brett Dumas, titled, "Employer Healthcare Costs Expected to Jump 9% in U.S. Next Year." According to the author, healthcare costs are set to soar next year. The author referenced a new study by Aon, which found employer healthcare expenditures are projected to surge 9% in 2025 to more than $16,000 per employee, which is higher than the 6.5% increase that businesses saw from 2023 to 2024. Here are my thoughts. This is bad news for everyday Americans. There are a lot of people who are struggling financially right now. Many haven't seen their wages keep pace with the ever-increasing cost of rent, food, insurance, etc. Now they have to worry about more expensive healthcare costs. I don't know how some families are going to survive. I really don't. There's another thing that is always in the back of my mind. These people who are working full-time right now and still struggling financially are probably not contributing much, if anything, to a retirement plan. The real struggle for them may be yet to come when they reach an age where they can no longer work, but they don't have adequate savings to survive. Trying to live on Social Security alone may not cut it for many Americans. I know there are people right now who are doing it. I'm sure it's not easy, though. It could become a lot more difficult to do it in the future as the cost of just about everything gets more expensive. The cost of living adjustments from Social Security may not keep up with true inflation. I have to wonder, how many people right now are avoiding medical care because they can't afford it? How many people have passed on tests because they can't afford the bills? How many people may pass away prematurely because they didn't get the care they should have? You can answer these questions if you'd like in the comment section below. This next story is a bit frustrating. I read this on CNN Business, written by Holz Librand and Evan Perez, titled, "Real Estate Company Helped to Artificially Inflate Rents Across America, Justice Department Alleges." According to the author, the Justice Department has filed a civil lawsuit against the real estate company RealPage, alleging the company's software uses landlord data to artificially inflate the price of rent across the United States by quelling competition in the market. The company uses non-public data from landlords to train RealPage's algorithm for pricing recommendations, creating a vast scheme to subvert the competitive process. Here are my thoughts. If this is really true, this really disgusts me. Personally, I hate the entire concept of market rent set by an algorithm. Many apartment operators use this. Just set your rent prices at a level where you can cover your costs and still maximize profit. Make your rent prices transparent, and please make all of the other charges transparent as well. This way, people aren't surprised when they waste their time and gas money to visit a complex just to find out they are required to pay for things such as parking or mandatory concierge trash service. Have any of you ever been in a complex that uses concierge trash service? I have been in several. People set their trash out in a carpeted hallway until someone comes and picks it up to take it down the hall to a trash room. The trash stinks up the hallway, and sometimes the trash juice leaks out onto the carpet in the hallway. People should not have to pay for this service. People should just be able to carry their trash down the hall to the trash room. If someone can't do this, maybe they shouldn't be living in an apartment complex. Perhaps they should be in an assisted living community. I just hate to see people being ripped off by landlords, and I hate to see people blindsided by surprise fees when they're out shopping for a rental. What do you think about all of this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.